Welcome to Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news, trends, and insights from Littlefield Agency. Grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
With me, I've got my guy, Steve Roop. Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. Roop, Sam Littlefield, and our special guest,
Mike Simon.
Simon, welcome back. How long has it been?
How long has it been?
It's been a long time.
6 months, 7 months?
It's been well over that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's too long.
It's too long.
It's too long.
But we have you here in the office. This almost didn't happen. I almost got shut down. I was like, hey, Mike, you're going to be here. We got big news. We're going to announce here in a second. And I showed you the text from one Chelsea Clement of, yeah, that's not going to happen. We don't have time for that. But here we are. We made it happen.
She wields more power here than you would think.
Yeah, what did I tell you over text, Mike?
Right. But we're here. We're sitting here.
We're here.
Doing
We're
this.
sitting here. And we are very excited to have you back. Any opening remarks?
It's great. What did the French groundhog see when he walked outside on February 2nd?
French groundhog.
The French groundhog.
Roop, you're better at this than I am.
I don't know.
Nothing comes immediately to mind.
His chateau.
Man, oh man.
Oh my God, that's actually good. That's good.
Today is Groundhog's Day.
It is
Happy Groundhog's Day
and,
to everybody.
The
Rise
highlight
and
to that
shine,
is
campers.
His chateau.
His chateau.
The bummer side to this is we have 6 more freaking weeks of winter. Groundhog saw its shadow.
always sees his
shadow.
My dad's birthday is also today.
It's Sam's Roop.
Hey,
Sam Roop's birthday.
He's born on Groundhog Day, so we always ask him
Happy
if he saw
birthday.
his shadow.
Well, his chateau.
Yeah, I'm going to do this one
Is he
now.
in France? Yeah.
That is amazing. We love having Mike. It has been 6 or 7 months. I don't know the exact amount of time. But he is here for a very particular reason because, Mike, when this podcast goes live to the world to see, what has gone live beforehand?
Our brand new website.
Brand new website. Hit the zinger, Claude.
No, not that one.
No, but that's kind of the idea,
Cha-ching.
right?
It's more money for Grasshopper.
It's about getting.
There we go. But you know what? To Mike's
But
point,
yeah,
I like the cha-ching because here's the thing. It's been a long time coming. We're very, very excited. Congratulations.
Yes.
And for those that are listening that are not avid listeners, grasshoppermower.com. No S.
No S.
grasshoppermower.com. And check it out. We are very, very proud of this.
Check it out. This will be live by this podcast will be live after the website goes live.
right.
I was going to say, don't go visit it now because it won't be.
Yeah, we're not going to leak this
it'll
episode
be
out
new.
early.
It's new. Yeah, go check it out.
So here's your surprise is this is what we're talking about today. And we think it's very important to talk about. And before we get into our logistical talking points, it's been a long time coming. You guys are super excited. I think this is a rejuvenating thing internally, externally.
Yes.
It's the cha-ching. We're going to drive more qualified leads to your
It's
website.
the idea.
But walk us through the last year or so and just reflective moments, and then we'll start talking. We'll probe you with a few questions.
Yeah. So you guys, I gotta give kudos to you guys. You guys did an amazing job in keeping us on task and on time. And I can't tell you how many reminder emails I got from either Chelsea or Kendall that you need to review this content by X date. And it never. I mean, Trent and Gavin, who were also involved in reviewing the content, they seemingly always got their stuff done first, and it was always on me that I was the one weighing us down. But no, that was good. You guys kept us on task because we had a go live date, like our go live date for February 3rd, which is when it's going to go live, was set on purpose because our new media blitz is going to begin in March, and all of the new forms and all of the new workflows that are tied to HubSpot. We talk about that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what we're working on when I come down here, month over month. But all of those things had to be in place and functional and working such that when people started coming to the new website, nothing was broken.
Totally.
And the leads that we were getting were all firing, and we revamped a lot of that, or I say revamped. We reimagined what the forms
here's $20
would look like, and the idea, feedback from our reps and dealers, that are working these leads as they come in. Hey, it's great information what you're passing us, but we need maybe just a little bit more detail to help us narrow in and focus on what exactly that customer is wanting. And so, we're integrating a lot of that into the new forms, trying to get to, hey, you're interested in this very specific model as opposed to kind of a generic category.
Totally.
With maybe some just particular parameters that might still make that a bigger slice of our product offering, and you got to kind of discern from there. So that was a big piece of this, and that's why the timeline had to be so to the T.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and I got to give credits due to you all. I got to give you guys credit because we've worked in the past with clients. Let's be honest, right? Your busy season's coming up. Media, to your point, right? It is full swing. Here we go. Come March. There's a lot of clients that would panic. You know what? We're getting close to our busy season. We can't flip the switch right now, and we're gonna push this off. Well, so much changes by then, right? So for you all to understand that, you and I were talking in the kitchen earlier, right? There's so many little, it's crossing T's and dotting I's at this point.
Yes.
And guess what? Inevitably, when a site launches, we're gonna find something post-launch. But that's why
you guys suggested, hey, we start working on this in November, I'd have said no, because
timing is important.
At that point we were too close to the new year our new media year starting. But we started this project back, several months before that. Gave us plenty of time to get the structure laid out.
Yep.
We did a lot of months ago. Several working sessions where you guys came up and we went through content for every single model and every single page. On paper, we were looking at, we reviewed it, everybody in the same room. We did, this needs to be that, or we need to change this, or we need to promote this here. This doesn't work here. This we would rather do this, that, or the other. And we did all of that before it even was on screen.
Yeah.
And that way,
that's huge.
That way, when we saw those pages, we didn't have to think too hard about reviewing every single piece of content. It was more, okay, how's it laid out? How does it look? What's the user experience, here, as opposed to now I got to read every single bit of copy to make sure, which somebody needs to be doing that. You got a proofer doing that.
Of course.
But at that point, that wasn't our job at that point.
Yes.
At that point, our job was to look at, okay, how is this overall feeling, and do we want to make some minor adjustments at that point? We weren't thinking, okay, this needs a whole content overhaul at this point. We had already done all of that.
Yep.
That was helpful because I didn't have to think about that piece of it anymore. And we're just on to the next level of development.
So as we go further, and I thought about this, I won't mention the company name, but you had the opportunity to speak to Angie and Marlene last week, they're a prospective client. Shout out to Angie and Marlene. And what is wonderful, right? Them hearing this from you in the sense of the process that we've worked through with your team over the last few months to get this to launch day. So walk through, because a big point when we talked to Angie and Marlene and team originally is, hey, any agency, any designer can make something look sexy and good, right? And your new site is sexy, don't get me wrong. But let's also walk through, right? You just hit on a key point, content. And Roop, I want to hear your thoughts here too. It's the content, it's thinking through user experience. It's ultimately, right, cha-ching, it's driving more qualified leads for your brand.
Yes.
As we get them down to the dealer and get them to buy your product. So Roop, let's start there.
Yeah, so I think a lot of folks think about their website or treat their website as kind of a digital brochure or a junk drawer for old press releases from 2014, things like that. I mean, I've seen a lot of those. We've audited a lot of those. But really, your website is an expense, and it should be returning some, have an ROI for you. And it should be converting and turning customers into, qualified leads and things like that. So the items we always try to look at beyond just the sexy and the pretty, as Sam put it, which our designers do a great job of.
Of course.
They're really good at that. We also try to make sure we understand, the purpose of the site, what the conversion points are. We look at SEO and AEO, or now AI SEO. User experience, which Mike mentioned, is huge. Proof points like testimonials, case studies, and then you always want to be measuring this stuff and optimizing it so you can improve it down the line. Because website's a living, breathing thing. Yeah. So it'll launch tomorrow on the 3rd.
Right.
But we're going to be taking care of this baby for a long time.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Good point. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, and yeah, to your point about all of those things, like the website's not just you. you used to create it and it just lived there and you never touched it again. Kind of like, okay, I painted my house 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I still got another 10 years or whatever left, depending on the type of
analogy.
paint that you got. But no, it's more than that. I mean, you especially now with especially with AI but with all of the changes with SEO and how people are actually using the internet now, that you have to have fresh content, you have to have credible content. You can't just be, packing keywords onto a page just to try to rank higher. Like, you have to have an intentional plan in place for creating that content, making it relevant to the people that are coming in. Because if it's not relevant, then they're not gonna fill out your form.
Yep.
They're not gonna contact you for more information. And I like what you said about it being like an expense. I mean, it is. Obviously, you're putting money into it, and not just the development, but also the maintenance. But like from the aspect of say a dealership, which is where we're driving our leads to, it's like as if the dealer created a storefront and 10 years ago and never did any improvements to it, never did any other updates or rearrangements, or thinking, it's not good that my customers have to enter through the side door as opposed to the front door where everything is nice laid out, and it's like you set everything up and you never rearranged it depending on how people came in and were interacting with the products on the floor. I mean, you got to think about everything in that showroom should be driving someone to a purchase decision of some kind.
No matter where they are in the sales cycle.
No matter where they are.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, they may not be buying something right then and there that day, but it should be informing and putting them on a path to ultimately get there. And if you treat my point is nobody would treat their storefront like that.
Right.
Nobody would treat their place of business like
Seriously,
that, because you would be closing your doors within weeks
Yeah.
of opening. The same with your website. Your website has to be doing the same type of work in a digital space as your physical storefront is in your real time in the flesh.
Well, and do you have any thoughts on that?
He's correct.
Yeah, no, do you want to give him $20 now? No, I am. It's perfectly. That's actually really interesting. I've never thought about it in that realm, but it's so well said, Mike. And one thing that we talk to a lot of people about is, you think about this, right? If you're going to invest in that expense, no matter what the cost, okay, websites delivered. If you're not thinking about how people are digesting media and how they're, again, no one's buying your mower when the click of a button. Very, very rarely, right? Very few.
Right.
Unless that, like, it is just the perfect timing.
But nobody does that just on a whim. Like,
No.
they've had an experience of some kind at some point back in time.
Absolutely.
And that could have been their grandpa owned one 30 years ago, or they got a neighbor that owns one, or they just happen to see that the city runs it, or the cemetery or the military base or whatever that they drive by every single day, or they just happen to be searching for, I need something better, and so they're doing some search. Very rarely is somebody just going to walk into a store randomly and be like, I'll buy that.
Yeah, right. And when
sight
they're
unseen.
like, as you think about digital intent, and they're curious, like, oh, okay, really like Grasshopper. They're checking out other competitors. They, for some reason, your story, your product, everything keeps drawing them back. But it could be 6 weeks. So we think about the importance of media. To your point, right? The big blitz come here in the spring, and it's just that constant. I think about what the two of you do every day, every week, in the sense of content, everything in HubSpot. Like, if that wasn't there,
You gotta have
the point of living, breathing, evolving storefront.
Yeah, your website needs to be a touch point for people, and so things like content and media are ways to stay in front of them. Social media as well, to stay in front of them. But you have to have something to say that's relevant to them. So your website's still kind of your home online, but you've got all these other tentacles that the website puts out to reach those customers and stay in front of mind.
Tentacles, I love it.
Every week there's a word I use that you think is amusing.
No, it's good. It's good. So Mike, so here's the thing. As we think about this, Claudia, are we okay on time? So you're building a new website for your brand is what we've called this topic. And it's no easy feat. You're time intensive, deadlines. You're here. You're at you're past the finish line now when this goes live. You guys are live for the world to see. What tips do you have for other people in your shoes? You know, I talk to a lot of people, and I'm not just talking to Angie and Marlene. I'm talking to a lot of people. Hey, I'm thinking about doing my website, but boy, it's a heavy lift, and it's a lot of time, energy, and effort. Like, what tips do you have to other B2B marketers out there that are in your shoes, and either potentially embarking on this? Maybe they're halfway through this. Maybe it's been a disaster. Maybe it's been amazing. But any thoughts or tips as we wrap?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it earlier. We touched on it that pretty much anybody now with the tools available to them with different publishing platforms and CMS and even AI now with code and generating scripts and different things, like pretty much anybody anywhere with any level of expertise or non-expertise can put a website together, a functional website together.
Results will vary.
Yes, but that is like just the baseline. Like that's your building block. I mean, one, it doesn't matter if it looks great. I mean, it should look great, but it doesn't matter if it looks great if it doesn't have the intended effect. And so I would suggest to anyone, look past the creative, look past like hey, we can make it do this, that, and the other. It can butter your bread in the morning and all this stuff. Fine, great. But what if I don't want toast?
Yeah.
Or what if I want French toast?
It's a callback.
I'm sorry.
Chateau.
Doing a callback.
Think about partnering with someone like Littlefield, or someone that a partner that is going to think strategically about not only how the website's going to function and what it's going to do, but what it's going to do for your particular brand. Like what about your brand? What challenges do you have? Think about those. What challenges do you have? What opportunities are available to you specifically, but just kind of in the market that you're in, and then what your customers need. Like what does your customer need?
Yes,
what does your potential prospect need?
Yes.
Because that's going to vary between. I mean, you could look at everybody wants to emulate Apple. Well, that's great. They have a nice website, but that's Apple.
It's Apple.
Like you can't make
One of the world's most renowned brands.
Your website cannot be Apple. It can't. I mean, you can take some cues and some thoughts of like, okay, could we do something like this? But it's probably not going to be the same. So for us, or from my aspect of it coming in, I was thinking, we already talked about it a little bit, about the leads that we get generated and how we pass those to our dealers and what information the dealers are looking for. It couldn't just be all about that, but that's got to be a piece of it. And then as we built the pages out, what are we promoting on this page? And then as people are inquiring about that, how are we going to pass that information to the dealer specifically from that page? And that's kind of that's the next.
Why you're here today.
That's why we're here.
Well,
that's why I'm here
today.
today.
Say, hello, there's part 2, and then we want to have a totally non-relevant topic at some point later this spring. But that is a damn good part 2.
Yeah, I'm glad you said think about your customer. If there were 2 things that I wish everyone did when they came to us with a website, it would be, one, give yourself time. You're not going to build it in a month or 2 months. It takes time to do strategy and planning and all the stuff before you ever start designing or coding, right? Give yourself time. And 2, think about your clients and your customers more than you think about yourself.
Yep.
Yes.
That one's hard for a lot of people to do.
Hard.
But like it's important. Your site's not really for you, it's for them.
But well, I mean, true. Yes. At the same time, I mean, you don't want to take yourself out of the conversation because you still have something to say.
Oh, you're going to be branded all over it. Yeah,
like,
of course.
So it's not like you take yourself completely out of it, but you got to remember as marketers, whether it's your website, whether it's your Facebook ad campaign, whether it's your Google search or whatever, your social media, whatever you're doing, you're not the target. You, the client,
Mr.
you,
and
the
Mrs.
brand,
Marketer.
the marketer are not the target audience for that particular message or platform or whatever you're putting together. You might use the product, but you're on a separate yourself from that. And I mean, you can think about your experience as you've interacted or how you might interact with the product, but you're too close to it.
Yep.
If anything, kind of take a step away and think of something that's akin or analogous or, in some way similar, but yet where you can say, okay, this is how I approach this as an actual consumer. And so how did that experience affect my ultimate buying decision?
Perfect.
And can that inform, does that inform in some way how you do content, how you do your lead generation, how you do your follow through and follow-ups?
What you can do, you can try it, give it a month or two, doesn't work, change it.
Beautiful, the world that we live in.
The beautiful
and that's
thing,
that's the thing. So here's the thing: as we wrap, for all of the whether you're in this boat or not, or you're listening in, and we always love those listeners. He nailed it. You're going to find a partner that provides sexy design. Are they converting eventual customers, and are you putting your customer cap on? That's huge. Keeping your customers in mind. And you guys have done a hell of a job doing that, and we thank you because you guys have been a great partner in doing this over the months, and this is now live for everyone to see. So again, check it out, grasshoppermower.com. Take a look. If you're in need of a mower, fill out a form.
I was going to say, if you're in need of a mower, smash that find a
that
dealer button,
baby. And please
subscribe while you're there.
We don't have notifications, but if we did, you could
Mike,
ring that little bell.
Congratulations, Roop.
Thank you.
My
you guys
friend.
did a heck of a job, and I can't make it clear enough that strategy is the thing that you've got to go in looking for with any partner on something like this. And like you said, give yourself the time, work through that process up front, and from there, it's easy.
Awesome.
And it takes time, it takes some work, but it's easy.
Wonderful. There you go. It's easy, folks. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Roop, we'll see you. To our listeners, thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you found a spark of inspiration for your marketing strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us at Littlefield Agency to keep the conversation going. Catch you next time.